Cracker is not a slur. 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 Sussy.
Is it? Is it not?
It's not.
It's not?
No, of course not. White boys love fucking saying like cracker is the same as the N-word. Cracker is the same as the N-word, right? Cracker means literally whip cracker. It comes from whip cracker. So the power still is in the hands of the white person in that situation, whereas the N-word is dehumanizing.
Demons, no purpose, flour, cornstarch, crusaders, salt shakers, expired cheese, marshmallow minions, unwhipped cream, garlic, goblins.
I get it.
You dumb cracker.
What the fuck, Twitch? I was watching that! Who the hell am I gonna donate $10 to now to say how much I fucking hate mayo monkeys? Wait, Vosh hates crackers? God damn it, dude! Why is Twitch banning people for saying the word cracker? Why is Twitch upset at the word cracker? Why is Twitter upset at the word cracker? Why is there cracker discourse on Twitter? I don't know, but we're going to read it out. Obviously, it all started with Hasan Piker getting banned for saying cracker on Twitch. He elaborated on the ban further when he tweeted out, "Yes, it is exactly what you think it is. Anti-white racism for using the term cracker." Miskiff reacts to Hasan's ban by saying, "Love the taste of free viewers." GreeGodX says, "Good." Tubbo responds with a frowny face. Livida says, "Finally, one of many steps to get racism off Twitch." Myth says, "Get fucked, loser!" Vosh reacts to this by saying, "Go with Kraka next time, to be safe." 39 Daft says, "C slur above R slur on the tier list now." Dream reacts with this clip from his stream.
Don't pull that bullcrap on me! Lose fair and square! Boo-hoo, cracker!
Hasan quote tweets him and says, "Arrest this man." Alexium responds to Hasan's ban by saying, "Absolutely deserved. White people who never owned a slave, let alone cracked a black person with a whip, definitely don't like being called a slave owner. That's incredibly insulting and disgusting." Hasan quote tweets him and says, "Shut your saltine ass up, you fragile little bitch." Hasan then makes another tweet that says, "This is a cracker, by the way. Since many people wonder who's the type of person that is offended by the word, a word I've probably never used before this weekend, it's motherfuckers like this." He then shows a tweet thread that starts out with someone called Fave1968 saying, "If it's derogatory, it's a fucking slur. No one gets to decide what offends other people. To say cracker means slave owner is a pathetic excuse to be racist against whites. Do we call black males killers because they committed over half the murders in the USA the past 30 years? Vice President of Antifa responds to them by saying, "I don't think you're too concerned about racism actually if you invoke the 1350 myth to whine about the word cracker," laughing my ass off. Fave then responds, "Myth? Can you read a table?" and then shows the statistics. Z Squirrel comments on this entire situation by saying, "Cracker being a bannable offense is so hilariously deranged. Just placating the most fragile man-children in the world who themselves know they are just feigning outrage over nothing. By the way, these are the same freaks who love having endless discussions about how it's actually okay for them to say the N-word in this or that circumstance, as they cover themselves in the warm blanket of victimhood at the first opportunity. Pathetic." Technicals reacts to the situation by saying, "Shitting on people for the color of their skin will breed hate regardless of which word is worse. This isn't a hard concept if you want to preach tolerance. Kid shows have this shit down to a science. Such a dumb argument." Omni-liberal says, "The real question is how on earth is cracker a banned word, but retarded and autistic isn't?" Cherry says, "I can't believe Hasan got suspended for defending white racial slurs before Bad Bunny." Ethan Klein says, "Am I a cracker or a Jew? Or can you be both? A matzah?" Starkiller responds, "You can be both. I am both a cracker and Arab." Ethan responds, "You are cracker passing," to which Starkiller responds, "Touche." Ethan also gives a more serious take on the matter when he tweets out, "Nobody was offended when I did whiteface because it's a stupid joke with no real consequences and no history of oppression. Twitch banning cracker is giving oxygen to white identity politics and putting white grievances on equal footing with actual oppressed people." Ethan then says the crackers are angry, showing that people are flagging his previous tweet. Mudahar says, "What's cracking tonight, everyone?" Matt's Beans creates this comic about the situation. "Hell yeah, I love eating crack. I love eating crack. Acceptable." Connor says, "Twitch shooting Hasan and Vosh like fish in a cracker barrel." Crypt Daddy says, "Point of view. You got dragged to the worst house party imaginable, and you open up a box of Ritz." Eddie Burback shows this Photoshop of kids discussing if it is okay to say cracker on stream. And John Swan simply tweeted a picture of Hasan playing PUBG. Nathan Grayson tweets out, "Twitch has suspended two popular political streamers, Hasan and Vosh, for using the word cracker, which Twitch seemingly considers a slur." Omni-liberal responds to him by saying, "You mean which everyone considers a slur. There's not really much disagreement there from any reasonable person. Lofty Pixels responds to him by saying, "It's a racial slur by the literal definition." Hasan quote tweets him and says, "It's such a funny argument from the Quarter Pounder's editor, because so is redneck, hillbilly, hick good old boy, and honky in that same wiki page. But they never want to show that because it immediately destroys the serious argument they are trying to craft." PSA Stitch responds to Nathan by saying, "Socialists are always surprised when they have to live up to the standards they preach. I wonder if Hasan and Vosh will rebel against the oppressive power structure known as Twitch, and stick with their beliefs, or will they give in to the almighty dollar?" Speaking of Vosh, he tweets out some more humorous tweets about the situation. This one says, "Twitch streamers, when they are asked if they'd like anything to complement the cheese platter, they were just given as a snack. It's not enough. We need a large black streamer banned for saying cracker. Make Twitch really commit. Joe Biden when you ask him what his favorite slur is. Cracker Jack." Vosh then shows a picture of a nutcracker and captions it by saying, "And you used to call them what, Grandpa? For real?" Heh. That's right, son. It was a different time. Speaking of a different time, OmniLiberal tweeted out an old clip of Vosh when he had a bit of a different stance on the word cracker. Here is that clip.
Sorry, but if you're spending your time pleading your humanity to brain-poisoned crackers right now. By the way, just so you guys know, calling me, hey, are you ready for the hottest take you're ever going to hear in your life? Even if there's no systemic oppression behind it, it's still racist to call white people crackers if you're angry at them. It still is. By definition, it is. It's not as harmful as calling people the N-word, obviously, but it's still racist. And it's a shitty thing to do. There are plenty of, legitimate insults you can throw my way. Just impugning me for my race? That's kind of weird.
OmniLiberal also tweets out a Twitter thread from Linus that says, "I'm just not convinced it's a particularly powerful epithet. Any word or combination can be hateful if the emotions it's carrying are hateful. In my opinion, it's the equivalent of referring to me as shorty or small hands. Like, yeah. And Poop Eater 69 responds by saying, "You don't think there's anything wrong with insulting men for physical things that they can't control? Kind of cringe, to be honest." Linus responds, "You've never insulted someone for something they can't control? You are either the nicest person who's ever walked the earth or a liar. People insult people for things they can't control all the time. Why is skin color protected here? Why is the person being a man relevant?" OmniLiberal comments on this by saying, "Linus out here making gamer arguments for slurs now, laughing my ass off." Vanilla Opinion says, "Are people seriously complaining about getting called a cracker? Holy shit." OmniLiberal quote tweets her and says, "It's depressing to me how no one can actually articulate what anyone's problem is. Realistically, I doubt many people cared about being called a cracker, but having to tiptoe around language constantly for minorities while others throw racial epithets at you feels a little bad." And that's about it for the cracker discourse. Definitely some interesting opinions from both sides. To me, I just think the whole conversation is pretty silly, to be honest. Most white people aren't offended by the word cracker, so why should we start becoming offended now? I don't know, maybe my opinion on all of this is short-sighted and underdeveloped, but I just personally don't see the big deal in it. What I do see a big deal in is any reluctantness you may have for pressing the subscribe button and liking the video, as well as following me over on Twitter and Twitch. I actually post more frequently on Twitter and Twitch than on YouTube, so if you don't want to miss out on my extra content, be sure to follow me over there. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.